I believe there are many times when I've done a lot of good deeds for others, doing a lot of random act of kindness, and I do it, and a lot of times it goes unnoticed. A lot of people aren't aware of a lot of these things that I do for people that I feel like are good deeds, that I feel like are, really doing good for society or for other people, for people that I care about. Just doing daily things or daily good things I feel like are meant to just help people. And obviously, there are times where I felt like, well, it would have been great if people notice like all these good things I'm doing, because maybe a lot of times they don't think I don't do a lot of good things, or I'm not kind, or I'm not a nice person. But I come to realize that, you know, just a lot of good deeds that you do just do go unnoticed. Like, people, not every day, everybody's watching you and seeing all the good things that you've done in your life, right? Or all the selfless things that you've done for other people, right? And so I think it can always be a struggle for people when it comes to trying to take credit for a lot of good deeds that they do. Or some people are able to understand that you don't always need to put attention to yourself for every good deed that you do. People just do it because that's just the right thing to do. Because people just want to do good deeds. They want to care for people. They want to look out for people and always be willing to help. And so it's always that struggle, because when how you how you go about doing good deeds and your response to it on whether people notice it or not really shows the type of person that you are, really shows what kind of character you have. And if you're the type of person that always wants to get noticed when you're doing a good deed, when you're helping someone, or always likes to talk about it, or even put it on video, put it on content for people to see, you kind of question, like, oh, are you doing it to gain attention? Is it about yourself? Do you want the world, do you want other people to know that you're just a good person? Are you doing it so you could get that credit for being such a great person, such a selfless person? Would you do it if someone else wasn't looking, or if you didn't post it on the video? Would that make a difference? Would that change the motivation in you trying to lend a hand to someone? And maybe it is legitimate. Maybe it is legitimate to question someone who seeks that attention while doing a good deed, or after the good deed is done. Because maybe it becomes more about them than their willingness to help others. It's more about them than the other person in front of you, right? And so obviously at times, a lot of things, a lot of good things that people do, a lot of acts of service and things like that do go under the radar, and people really don't give it enough credit as maybe a lot of people should. But should that still stop you, or should that not motivate you from wanting to help others? So where does that motivation come from? And if you do help people, does it really matter if you get the credit or not? Maybe you'll go even so far as you might even get the opposite reaction. You might get blamed for actually doing a good deed, and people might seem to perceive it as you doing something wrong. So even if you do the right thing, some people don't see it that way, and you actually get a negative response from doing it. even though what you did was probably good. So what do you do at those times when things don't get noticed, when things don't go under the radar? Do you still want to help people? Does it alter your motivation of wanting to help others and do good deeds? And I would go on to say, I think if you're able to just do good deeds, regardless of whether people look at you or not, then I think what you really do care about is probably the other person. You just care genuinely just the fact that you're able to help someone. And if you're able to help them and, you know, they're that person that you helped or whatever good deed you did makes a difference, that really is all that matters, right? And a lot of times it doesn't make a initial impact, right? But maybe it's something down the line that did make an impact, or you don't see the impact until later on, or you don't even see the impact at all. But you still do the good deed because it's just the right thing to do. So it's just a matter of, what's motivating you to do these good deeds, to want to help people. Is it more about yourself, or is it because you want to help other people? And why do you want to help other people? Do you really care that much about wanting to help others and seeing other people do well? And, I try to. At least for me, I try to live a life that really serves and cares for people, that tries to love on others, and that's not an easy thing to do, and that's not something I was really good at early on in my life. That's something like I've reflected on, and I realized like, oh, like I think I need to just be a better person and stop making life about me and put others first, because I think that's what matters. I think that's what being loving and being caring and respectful for other people, being kind, it, that's that's what life is all about. I think when you help others, all those characteristics really come into play, and um, I think you need that to really contribute to society and to really help to really make an impact in other people's lives. And so whether that gets noticed or not, that doesn't really matter to me. It's I've learned that it's not about getting credit for it. It's just a matter about doing it because it's the right thing to do. I just do it because I just genuinely want to care for other people. I want to help them succeed. I want to, even the small little things that don't really matter as much, but the person that you help, they notice it, they appreciate it, and that's what really matters. If no one else sees it, it's not really about that. It's about just sticking to your principle of wanting to be selfless, wanting to serve, and wanting to care for others. That's what matters the most. And if it goes under the radar, if it doesn't get seen, then that's okay. It doesn't need to be seen. If you're doing it to be seen, then maybe you're just doing it for yourself, and you're doing it for the wrong reasons. And maybe you don't really care about others, or really want to help other people. You just want the attention for yourself, and maybe you just want it to be glorified, right? And that's something, I guess when you're in the habit of helping people, you could get carried away of getting that attention. But for me personally, I tend to just shy away from it as I gotten older. It's like you don't really need it. I don't need the credit. If I do get credit for it, then I'm very appreciative that people notice it. But that's all there is to it, And I just do it because that I feel like that's the right way to live. That's the right way to really love and care for others, is just doing those acts of kindness because you just care for the other person. You want to be there for them. You want to help people out in any way possible. And it's okay if no one sees it, because it's not about being seen. It's just about doing the right thing. And so that's something like I've certainly had to learn for myself, and really checking like my own motivation of doing things, of helping people, like where is that coming from, right? Is it more for me, or is that really a genuine care for other people? And so I think that's something that every person has to really check for themselves and really reflect on, of their motivations of wanting to help people, and whether it matters to them if you get credit or not. Because a lot of times when you do a lot of good things, it doesn't get enough credit, as much credit as it deserves, and you just wonder, oh man, why did I even do that in the first place if I'm not gonna get the credit for it, or if it goes unnoticed? Then what does that really say about you, right? And so I think regardless of whether you get the attention or not for doing a good deed, you should do it because you have a genuine care and love for the people around you.